Okay. I feel like the fist will be about here. So pretty big fist facing the camera. I would say about that, yeah. Here we have one knee. You won't really be able to see the other knee, but we'll go something like that. Yeah, we'll go something like that, okay. That should be a pretty good base for now. Let's get right into it. It's usually how I like to start, a quick base, and then we get into it. Okay. We'll do the shading for the hair and all that stuff later. First we need to get the base down, and then we can get into it. I will draw the eyes now, actually. Like that. And I'm just going to zoom into the eyes really quickly to kind of... There we go. Okay. And then I'll shade that in quickly. I might ink this after, but I don't know. Maybe. I think I will. And also, I'll definitely... If I ink it, I'll add color. But no shading until I actually get to the color. Okay. Okay. There you go. Here we have shoulder. Go something like that. And then here. Okay, got it. And I usually, for the fist, I like to start with the circle. And then from the circle, I like to go into drawing the hands. I'm not the best at drawing hands, but I kind of have an idea on how to draw them. Not sure though, I'm not sure. I'm not a pro at drawing hands, and I know people who actually are pretty good at drawing hands, but I'm not one of them, so. Yeah, we'll get something like that. Whoops, wait, let's try to fix this one as well. I feel like what I need to do is something like that and make this a little bit bigger just to fit the perspective a bit more, but also make it thinner. Taller but thinner. We'll do that. Okay, let's see. I'd say in reality it's meant to go into about here. Kind of fold in. And here as well. I would say it kind of has to go, since it's the thumb, I would say about there Okay, let's see what else I need to fix. Okay. Pretty much the whole hand. Keep it up, thank you. There. Here. Like that. And now for... Yeah, we'll do something like this. So for now, I think that'll be pretty decent one to keep. And then later, I guess I can fix it after. Fix what I need later. I actually forgot to add the foot in the sketch, so it's not something that usually I make mistakes of, but I'll fix it now. There we go, something about there. Then we have the other fist that kind of comes here. Three. 4, you can't really see the 5th one, so I won't add the 5th one. But I'll do something like that. Or actually, I'll add the 5th one about there, I would say. So very simple, as you can see. It's a very simple Deku. Not shading until after, but what I do have to really do is try and sharpen my pencil. So I'll do that really quickly and we'll get back into the drawing. Okay, there we go. We'll add little dots here. There's one. I think I added one too many. I don't know how I even messed that up. How do you even mess that up? Jeez. There you go. That's much better, okay? Yeah, I think I'm almost ready to ink. We're close. We're close to inking. I think I'll do a little bit of shading to know where everything's gonna kind of be shaded at. Because it's a very simple Deku. It's there's nothing complicated about it, really. There's barely anything complicated about it. It's a simple design of my favorite character. Gonna try to make this a little more cleanish, you know? I don't think you know what I mean by cleanish. When I say that, I mean to kind of make this a little bit easier to understand before I get to inking, so I don't accidentally make a mistake, you know? Because I know that that happens to people, and I don't want that to happen to me. So, you know, just to get that ready. Okay, yeah, we'll do something like that. Here, part of it will be gray, the other part will be black. Most of Deku is actually turquoise, not really green, but the suit is turquoise, definitely turquoise, kinda. But the hair is green. I'm only adding the complete black parts right now. The black and gray parts, kind of. I'm not really adding the gray parts, just a few parts, but most of it, I'm adding the black shades. So, you know, like that. If I follow this. And here. And then there. Bring this like that. And yep, pretty much. There we go. Okay. So I think we kind of got the basic sketch for Deku. So we can I think we can almost get into inking. Not yet, but we can soon make it. We can soon get started. I just gotta make the sketch a little cleaner because it's not the cleanest right now. Especially when you're doing something after that you can't actually erase. So you gotta understand the whole thing. As long as the artists understand it, you're fine. You're fine. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done with that. It's kind of like my style, really. Let's try to fix the nose and mouth. So for the nose, I would say more like that. If you look at it here, that's a little bit more my style. And for the mouth, just to make him a little bit angry, you know? Okay. Okay, yep. I think we're good. Okay, yeah. There we have the beginning sketch for Deku. Now what we can do is with the Micron pen, we are gonna go over it with inks. Okay, so before we color it, we gotta go over it with inks. As you probably all know, since you've seen my channel for a pretty long time, I think you know what I mean by getting this with inks. But before we actually do that, I'm gonna erase all of these guidelines from the sketch. Okay. Okay, yeah, I can definitely work with this. Okay. Alright, perfect. We got this whole sketch pretty much down to how it's meant to be. And yep, let's get into inking. So Micron 05. You can't see the other ear, by the way, here. You won't be able to see the other ear, but I'm gonna try to get a bit more light in here. There you go. That's actually much better. So let's try to be as careful as possible. This is Deku in my style. I'm gonna try to be careful not to mess this up too much. There. Okay. pretty much have the muscle memory for Deku pretty much down already. So I feel like I can draw him from memory already right now. Not perfectly, but I can kinda memorize the way he looks. I can definitely draw him as a quick sketch. Definitely. Not perfect, but I can still draw him from some kind of memory. Now for the shoulder. This over here, I don't really know what it's called, but it's gonna be pretty much filled in black. And we got this part over here. And now we have this thing over here. I don't really know what it's called. But I'll just call it something that he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we got 5 fingers right there. Now I just need to ink the face. And the eyes have really thick lines until about here, where the thick lines just stop. Okay, there you go. And now a bit here. And now here, and now shading. Like that. Okay. Simple, right? Very simple, very simple. And now for the mouth. Okay. And now over here on the inside, there's this that kind of goes like that. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now, neck, other neck. All right. There we have Deku inked. All right, I'm not going to go further with inks than this because I'm going to be coloring this right now. So I'm going to wait until it dries a little bit. We have been here for about 20 minutes, so not too long. I went a little slow. I definitely went way slower than I usually do. But yeah. Okay. So, I actually forgot a few things to add. There we go. There we go. Alright, now all we gotta do is wait. All the hard work has pretty much been done now. The inking is probably the most difficult part for me specifically out of the whole drawing, because the coloring, I don't usually mess up the coloring as much. I still do. I definitely do mess up the coloring. But that's really with the skin tones that I do truly mess up with the coloring. But other than that, that's pretty much all I mess up with. But it has been, as you can see, it has been really, really simple so far. I actually forgot to add a few things to Deku. Like this thing over here and adding the thicker lines. So like that, okay? There, and where the other one? Like that. Yeah. Right there, okay. That's as simple as I could actually go for Deku right now, because obviously coloring is a little bit more tedious. It does take a lot longer, but that's pretty much where I add all of the details. I add all of the details during the coloring stage. So yeah, I just gotta wait a little bit more for everything to dry up. And usually you gotta wait for about an hour, usually, for it to dry up completely before you actually can erase all of these lines. But honestly, I don't think I need to. What I am gonna do though right now is go on with the Sharpie or with a Copic marker, a black Copic marker, and we are going to start shading this in. Only the darkest parts though. Only the darkest parts, okay? So let's do this right now. And then we can start erasing all of the pencil marks. And once we erased all the pencil marks, we can go on to the actual coloring. It's better to use a Sharpie for this part, honestly. My Sharpie has a lot more ink than my Copic. And you might not understand these lines, but I definitely do, which is pretty much what matters at this point of the drawing, because it's work in progress. So, yeah. Okay, yeah, we can start shading in black. The shading in black is really what gives it volume, and then the colors what gives it life. I think that's what I would call it. I think my next video after the video, I already have a video done for today, but I can't spend one day without drawing. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't spend one whole day without drawing. That's just not how that's just not how I work. I don't miss a day. I don't miss a day at all. Even if I'm extremely sick, I will do a full drawing. Just for fun. But yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. Or that's actually the opposite. Definitely more, but not less. Either do the same or more, but we can't do less. Okay, there you go. And, yep, I think we pretty much have that down. A few more. Okay. There we have Deku's hair. And, yep, okay. Now we are going to start shading the rest, okay? So, Deku's hair is really what takes the longest out of everything. And then after that, it's pretty much done. And after I've done this, I am going to erase the lines. And once I've erased the lines, I'm going to add some cross-hatching, and then we'll wait a bit, and then we'll get into coloring. So there is a bit of, it does take some time to work on this, but that's just how art is, so what can you do? This is basically my art process, pretty much, so, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do to get that art and make it good. Deku for me is the funnest character that I draw. When I draw him is the funnest character to draw, in my opinion. I feel like it's Deku and Luffy. I think those are my two favorite characters to draw. They're just fun. They're simple but fun. The good thing with this paper, I don't have to put anything under, because it just doesn't bleed through the page. And if it does, that's if you're literally drawing over it completely. Sorry about that. Stopped focusing on it. Okay. Usually before I get to shading with the other tone, I always think to myself, am I gonna color this or not? And I actually did that mistake before where I didn't do it with the intention of color, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna color it. And then it didn't look good because it wasn't meant to be colored, so the whole thing just became really messy. Because the kind of markers that I used, they were used in the intention of that I'm not gonna color this drawing. And I was just gonna ink it for comic art, right? And it just didn't look good at the end. But the important thing is knowing where the light is coming from, which in this case, it's from here. And then with that, you want to know when the shadows are facing the way that the light's coming from, that there's where you cross-hatch. Hold on a sec, I need to look at something. Just received something. I need to check it out really quickly. Yeah. Just wanted to check something really quickly. Sorry. Sorry about that. There's a bit more. Okay. We're almost done with the shading. We're almost done with the shading here, in the glove at least. We got a bit more after that. Since I'm using Sharpie, my room starts smelling a lot like Sharpie throughout the day, so you know, it gets a little annoying. I gotta admit, it does get a little bit annoying, but I get used to it after a while. Even though it does smell really bad, I still get used to it. Like, I can't do anything else but get used to it. I literally have to force myself to get used to it. If not, I can't use Sharpies. Which in my case, I really do have to. The problem with Copics is that if you draw with Copics over the pencil marks, then it can't be erased. So it's better before you use the Copics to erase all of the pencil marks, and then you can start using Copics. Otherwise, it's just not going to look good. I think I'm done with the shading, with the very dark shading. I'm checking the character right now. No, I am not done yet. Almost. I think that is the last one. Yep, that's actually the last part of the shading for the really black parts. Only for the really black parts. Okay, so I think now I can start cross-hatching a little bit. So let's do it. Let's get right into cross-hatching. All the cross-hatching has to be the same way. Okay, they all have to be facing the same way. could definitely be a secondary light, but if there is a secondary light, the cross-hatching kind of makes it a little bit confusing. So if you do want to add a secondary light, choose it in a way that it actually does make sense for it to be there. And also the shading has to be even more right, if that's the case. Okay, that's hatching, and this is cross-hatching. Okay. If this wasn't colored, then this would be a very, very simple drawing. But since it is actually gonna be colored, it's way less simple. It's gonna be less simple. So that's why I'm not just cross-hatching, but I'm also coloring. There you go. I'm actually going to check it out from a different angle. I think that's good for now. So far, I think that's good. It's extremely simple. I agree. It's extremely simple, but coloring will, I think that'll make it look better. Because if I finish the drawing right now, I personally wouldn't like it. Okay, if I'm being honest, I personally wouldn't like this drawing if I finished it right now. But since I am coloring it, I think that it's gonna look better after. But we are done with the inking. Now for the coloring, it's gonna be less simple. And what I mean by less simple is that there's gonna be at the end of this drawing, you're gonna see 3 shades, all right? You're gonna see 3 shades in this specific drawing. Okay, so we've been 40 minutes in here. That's very short, but I've actually been going much slower in this drawing than usual. So, you know, I just gotta... And before we finish it, actually, I'll add all the minor details after. What I'm going to do, I am going to be waiting a bit. We can have a little bit of a conversation, or we can both wait together. And basically, I'm going to very simply be coloring it. Okay, it's gonna be a very simple colored version of Deku. Not villain Deku, but just Deku in general. Okay, just Deku. So yeah, I think we are ready to start to erase all of this. And don't use kneaded erasers to erase all the pencil marks after inking. Use a normal, a different kind of eraser, like the eraser that I'm using right now. Any eraser you have, that's not needed. If you want to know why, then try to erase it with a normal or with a kneaded eraser, and you'll understand why. Okay. And now let's throw these eraser shavings away. Okay. There you go. Let's get to coloring, okay? So, very simple coloring. I'm not going to make it too overly complicated. But before we actually get into coloring, let's add a little bit more. Let's like try to connect the lines a bit more. Okay. Okay. All right, let's now actually get into coloring. So, oh, there goes all of my Copics. There goes all of my Copics. Okay. Let's pick them all up because that did not work very well. All right, very nice. All of my Copics are falling down, which is not very good. Because all of them are important. All of the Copics that I have are important. I don't value any Copics more than others, honestly. Except the skin tones. I feel like the skin tone... not even the skin tones, because it's not going to look good if you don't use the skin tones, but you use everything else. Or if you use the skin tones, but not everything else, it's just not going to look good. So, you know. Okay. Now, let's actually get into coloring. So, I'm going to first use this for testing. So I think this is going to be for, I might actually use this one for that. This one, whoops, that's the wrong one, sorry. Or this one might be actually a pretty good one as well. Those are pretty much the ones that I usually use. This one is a little too pinkish for Deku. That's way too pinkish for Deku. This one, I think it's a little too dark for Deku. I think it might be a little too dark for Deku, but let's compare both of these together. Let's use Milky White. Let's use Milky White for Deku. Yeah, Milky White is a good color for Deku. Alright, yeah, this is definitely the right color for Deku, alright. That was a good choice to use. Always experiment before you use it. Always experiment before you use it. Okay. There we go, skin tone, and now for a little bit darker of tones, just a bit darker. And I like to use these for the nose, sometimes for the bottom of the eyes, you know, very minor shades that usually wouldn't be there, but they are now. But they are very simple. Okay, there we go. And now for the darkest shade of skin tones. Where is actually the darkest shade for skin tones? Oh yeah, there it is. Found it. Okay. It's an E51, I think. E33, sorry. E33. And this is basically for the darkest tones. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the milky white for Deku again, and we are going to blend everything in. Okay, a very simple blend. Okay, there we go. There's a skin tone, okay? Before we actually go to the hair, we are going to do the inside of the mouth, okay? And I use 2 tones for that. The darkest and the lightest, okay? So I gotta be careful for this one, more careful than usual. Gotta be really careful here to get this just right. Oh, did a little mistake there. I'll fix it. Okay, there we go. Let's fix the little mistake that I did. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now for the darkest tone of red. Okay, there we go. Did the same mistake again over here, so let's fix that. Alright, there we go. There you go. There we have Deku's face, right? We are done with Deku's face, and now we are going to go on to his hair, alright? So, we're going to do experimentation for the hair again, because if you get Deku's hair wrong, you pretty much get almost the whole thing wrong, okay? So, we're going to try to find the right tone. So, this is a little too light of green. So, let's try to find some dark green, okay? I think the one that I just got. Yeah, this is perfect, actually. You're right. We found it. We found it. Alright, I'm definitely gonna have to start another stream. just scared that it bleeds through the page. I don't want it to bleed through the page. Alright, careful. There you go. I'm scared of making a mistake and it kind of goes through. You know? That kind of ruins it if you do that mistake. And it's too noticeable. But I usually have a way to fix it, as you saw me doing a few times. Okay, we're done with Deku's hair. Gonna go over it one more time, very quickly, just to kind of get all of those other lines out. And what I mean by that is to kind of make it a little bit more even. And now with the dark micron, we are going to go over it and kind of fix all of the mistakes that I did with the coloring here. They're not very big, they're really minor, but I like to fix it so if someone notices it. You know, it's not good if they notice it, but there we have his face. Okay, we're done with Deku's face. Deku's face is very simple, so we got that one down. Start shading everything in. I don't think I actually have Deku's turquoise color for this. I really don't think I do, actually. I don't know. If I don't, then I messed up. Then I definitely messed up the colors. But I do mistakes in my art all the time, but I don't like making them, obviously. Probably the least relatable artist out there. But I don't know. I really don't know how I'm gonna actually color that in. Like, if I'm being honest, I have no clue. This is actually the first time that I struggle with getting the right color for my character. For example, Haikyuu, I already had the color for Haikyuu's clothes, or Shoto's Hinata's one, you know? I already had his colored clothes. But for Deku, I don't think I have it for Deku. But yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't think I'll actually be able to get the right color for Deku, but hey, we'll give it a try. So, there's definitely gonna be a lot of testing going on right now. So if you find that boring, then you can leave the stream if you want, or you can stay. You know, I would obviously prefer if you stayed, but I can't control you from where I am right now. So you can do whatever you want. Okay, so colors. Let's see the right color first. Once I find the right color for his clothes, everything is easy. Everything's done for me. Let's see. I'm definitely gonna have to combine a few colors. Definitely a few colors need to be combined. We'll start with the red here, actually. Let's start with the red there. The clothes will be the last thing. There you go. The clothes will be the last thing to do. Sorry. Alright, color time for the clothes. Okay, yeah, this is actually a really good color. Let's keep using it for Deku's clothes. I don't have any other colors, so, you know. Why not use it? Why not? Why not use it? Honestly, all I need to do is mix it with a different color and we got it. Alright, so I've been testing the right color all this time, apparently. It's not the exact color, but if I actually do search up Deku, like the original color, I do have the right color. I do have the right color. Wow. Wow. So, all this time, I actually did have the right color. Bruh, that was just embarrassing, dude. How does that even happen? Like, I'm gonna be honest, how does that even happen? All this time I was testing the right color. I was just checking at the wrong color reference. That was literally the only problem. Bruh. Yeah, that was just embarrassing, but no one witnessed that, so I'm fine. Okay. Alright, let's keep going. Oh my god, I just finally found the correct colors to combine. Jeez, that is actually just embarrassing from my part. Okay. Okay, yeah, I was just combining the wrong colors all this time. I literally just got the right color right now. Jeez. And I was gonna just start coloring it digitally, but apparently I don't, so I'm fine. By the way, if you're all wondering which reference I'm using right now for Deku, this is the one that I'm using right now. This is the one that I was using all this time, so that's why I got the wrong color. I'm just kidding. I wasn't using that one the whole time. I'm just joking. I actually used one that wasn't made by Horikoshi, so that's why it was a pretty big problem. But let's use the colorless blender. Yeah, this is literally the right color right now. This is literally the right color. Oh well. Oh well. It's fine. And it was all because I decided to just finish the eyes. It was all because of that where I found the right color. Man, that was such a waste of time. Let's check it out really quickly. Alright. There's one thing that I did do wrong, though. Yes. Cool. I guess what I can do to fix it is do this. Watch. To pretend like it's the belt, right? And then just do this. Just to see like, oh, there's the bell, you know? I honestly think I'm done. Like, with Deku, I think I'm done. I'm gonna go back to the reference that I've been using. Okay, I don't even know where it is right now. No, I don't know where it is right now. Oh well, it's fine, it's fine. It's all good, it's all good. We're almost done. In reality, this took me about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Like, if I'm being honest, this took me about 1 hour and 40 minutes. To do. Yeah, to do this. About 1 hour and 40 minutes. Alright, I managed to actually fix the problem that I did here by going over with blue. There's a colorless blender. Gonna check it really quickly from far away. Okay, not bad, not bad. Because since I did waste almost all of my time trying to find a color that I already had. It's good. So in reality, I think this actually took me a bit over an hour. I think 1 hour and 10 minutes would be a realistic time that this took me. Okay. Got the micron again. Let's use a Sharpie for this part. And now what we're gonna do is add all of the final details, okay? And now for the signature. Okay, thank you for the people who joined in the stream. There we go. We are done with this drawing, but anyway, thank you, and I will see you all next time. So, there we go. Bye.